We'll be learning how to load static files in an HTML Django page. Right, in previous tutorial we have learned how to load an HTML page using Django. Now today we'll be learning how to add static files to the HTML page. Now let's start. Now first of all, what are the static files? So friends, all the things which are required in a web page like a song, video, or CSS files, JavaScript files, all these files are known as static files. They are add-on to the HTML code, right? So and every file has their own node. For example, CSS file. Now these files are used to beautify your HTML page, right? JS files, they are used to perform some functions or some basically some functions on the page. For example, on click on a particular button, what will happen when we open a page, right? All these kind of things are handled by JavaScript. So for that we need JavaScript files. Suppose we need to change the color, we need to change the background of the page, right? For this, and we need to make our website responsive, we need CSS. Video files, you know, audio files you guys know, and images, you know. Okay, now let's start. Now first of all, I am hoping that you guys have followed my previous tutorials. I'm continuing from there. Now the place where we have created our templates folders, at the same place we need to create our static folder, right? So in this folder we will be keeping all our static files, right? So let's first create the static folder. Now in my case, okay, now this is my project. I'll be creating one static folder, static, okay. Yeah, so in my case that static folder is created now. Okay, now as we know we have created an static folder, right? But Django doesn't know right now that where is that static folder. So to know Django that there is a static folder, we need to create the configuration in the settings.py file as we did for the templates, right? Now for adding these static directory information, we need to have this variable static files underscore dir. Now this is a list in which we give the path of the static file, right? Static directory. Okay, now let me give this in my case. Let me open my settings.py file. Now here I need to add this. So I have added my static directory in which I have done os.path.join. Base directory is the directory of my project, and there we have created the static folder. Cool. Now next. Now so we have created the static folder. Now we need to have the static files over there, right? So in my case I will be adding a image to the background of my HTML page. For that I will be needing one image and one CSS file. Guys, these CSS file and images are available on this link. You guys can download this later, right? So in my case I have to add the static files over here, right? So I have to download these. Let me go to that page. Cool. Now I'll be downloading both of these. Let me download directly. Download. Okay, now these are available for download. Now in my downloads I have got zip file. Hmm. Here it is. Okay, here it is. So let me go to my desktop. So here I've got that downloaded file. I'll be opening it. Now that download file have these two files. Now what I will do is I will copy these two files, right? Copy these two items, and then I will go to my static folder and I'll let paste over here. Okay, this is not pastable from here. So then in that case I'll go to my project from my file explorer and static and then paste two items. Cool. Now if you see I have these two items over here. Okay, so I'm done with this step. Now I have to make my index.html page in which, so let me explain you what we'll be doing in an index.html page. Now first of all, you will see that I have written something like this. So this is a templating language for any template rendering engine, right? For Django template engine we use like this: curly braces percentage load static percentage curly braces close. In this case we are saying that please load the static files from this location, right? Okay, now you will see this is the HTML tag, head tag. In the head tag we used to load the CSS files. Okay, now you'll see over there I have written bracket percentage static and then in the single quote my css dot css file. So this thing means that I want to get the my css dot css file from the static folder. Now here you can see inside the static folder I have this file. So this will be able to fetch this file from this location. Cool. Now and my body I have written hello world, right? So if I have written this code in my index.html file here. Okay, now it will load my css file from here. Okay, cool. I have to save my settings. Done. Now next I have to test this. So as you all know, I have configured my index.html on slash home endpoint. So it should load the page on slash home endpoint, right? So let me go to terminal. Okay, my server is running. I'll try localhost colon home slash. Cool. So you can see guys, I have this page open with this image. So if you see, this was the image which I placed in my static directory over here. This is that image, right? And in my css what I have set is set my body to background image, use this image, and this is the background color. Alright guys, so the conclusion is static files are very useful for making a web page. They help us to give the basic things like JavaScript files, CSS files, and all those files. So thank you guys for watching.